we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 3. Public comments on items not in the agenda. Individuals be allowed 3 minutes. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. City Clerk, do we have anyone for public comment?
I see no hands raised currently. However, I'm giving them, we now have members of the public. Just one moment. I'm first going to call on Patricia Gomez. I'm going to bring you in and unmute you. Just one moment. Ms. Gomez, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We hear you perfect. Thank you for being here, Ms. Gomez, and please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Mayor Rico Medina, Vice Mayor Michael Salazar, Council members Laura Davis, Linda Mason, and Marty Medina. I am Patricia Gomez, and I emailed you a couple days ago because I am a concerned parent of 2 children who attend San Bruno Public School District. Although I know that you are on a different governing board, it is important that you are aware that the interim superintendent, Dr. Camberg, plans to increase combination classes at several school sites in the fall. Unfortunately, Dr. Camberg has failed to inform her board and her parents about these changes. I can tell you that at my children's school, we have classes ranging from 24 to 30 students in the 1st through 5th grade classes. Maxing out classes in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic is irresponsible and unethical because we know it's highly contagious and there are new symptoms that are affecting children every day. Increasing class sizes will make social distancing impossible, and adding new combination classes will make online learning extremely challenging for our already overworked teachers and students who are having trouble adjusting to this learning platform. The health and the safety of your community is at grave risk. As our elected representatives, I ask you to please hold our district accountable for putting the health of our teachers and students first. I have many other concerns which I addressed in my email, but our top priority should be everyone's health and safety. And we are all stakeholders that need to be informed and up to date with these proposed changes that may cause severe effects on many levels to your San Bruno residents. I appreciate those who have reached out to me personally, and if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One moment.
Sure.
The next hand up is, and I apologize if I say this wrong, Amenal Asmus. Going to bring you in. Just one moment. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, City Council members and Mayor. My name is Amenal Asmus. I'm a student and resident of the Holy Lands. As our community is overwhelmed by the multiple crises caused by SARS-CoV-2, a spotlight is shined on the socioeconomic disparities that exist in San Bruno. There are members of our community today who are struggling to live life with dignity due to a wide range of factors this global pandemic has exacerbated. Most of the underlying factors that SARS-CoV-2 has made more pronounced are not new. Food insecurity, unemployment, lack of adequate health care, and fear are some of the many realities that individuals and families are facing on a day-to-day basis in San Bruno. In response to the economic and health needs of our constituents, legislators and the federal government have come together to create relief in the form of stimulus packages that are meant to support individuals, families, and businesses during this state of national emergency. Although the stimulus packages passed by Congress have lessened the economic effect of SARS-CoV-2, it would be irresponsible to believe that all members of our community have benefited equally. In recognition that different parts of San Bruno are and will continue to be affected differently by this global crisis, unified action is needed to support the most vulnerable members of our city. Unified effort that is needed to support these individuals and families who are not able to access federal relief, or with federal relief are still left vulnerable and unsure of the future, will require a hyper-local and diverse group of San Brunans, businesses, and organizations to work together. Today, I am asking the San Bruno City Council consider the creation of the San Bruno Thrive Fund. The Bruno Thrive Fund will act as a distribution mechanism for funds collected by individuals, businesses, and organizations in San Bruno. By acting as a distribution mechanism, individuals and community partners can use previous experience of fundraising to maximize monetary support for the most vulnerable members of our community. During this time of crisis, an initiative that brings together all members of our community to work together for the common good of one another allows each and every one of us to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Okay, one moment. And the last person I see with their hand up is Tim. Just one moment while we allow you to talk. Tim, are you able to hear us? Okay, just one moment while we get his audio working. Tim, are you able to hear us? Just one moment, I'm having trouble unmuting Tim. Hi, Tim, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, there you are.
Actually, my wife is gonna speak.
It's Reina Burgos.
My wife, Reina.
That I'm gonna speak. And thank you so
Go ahead,
much.
please.
Good evening, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm calling. I want to talk for have three reasons. Two is to say thank you first to Julio Moran. And I know my husband sent an email to everyone and for an outstanding service. And he was amazing. So I just want to put it on the record that he was outstanding. My next thank you is to Chief Johansson. I was walking in the neighborhood and I saw him patrolling our neighborhood. I was very happy to see him, and I didn't run into him to say thank you because I know that we have to keep social distance, but I want to thank you, put it, the public to thank him for basically patrolling and looking out for our neighborhood. My next one is about Florida Park. It'll be nice if you can actually give us an update or look into it. What is going to happen to our Florida Park, and if no park is going to be there, is any way we can actually have like a community garden or put some grass so the neighbors are able to bring their children, play ball, or suggestions. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Reina. City Clerk, do we have any other speakers?
One moment.
Okay.
I do see one. Stephen Seymour, just one moment. Hi, Stephen, can you hear us?
Hi, it's Sandra Perez Vargas on Steve's computer, but he's also here.
Hi, Sandra.
I too want to take this opportunity to thank Police Chief Johansson. I think he has gotten off on such a great start. He has been so open to conversation with residents where we didn't have that type of relationship with the former chief. Anytime we had suggestions, ideas, concerns, we were completely invalidated and marked. And to see Johansson having serious conversations without that won't do attitude is really refreshing. It's, I think, a great example for all our city leaders, not to just say, no, but to actually look at different possibilities and scenarios to make something work for the betterment of our city. And I, too, wanted to discuss Florida Park. I walk by there all the time. Still kills me that our tree was taken down for no good reason. But we've been throwing around that idea of a community garden. Minimally, I think those gates should come down. I mean, I don't see that there's a risk. Maybe you know something I don't know. But when my friend Pedro Gonzalez was mayor of South City, he made sure that all those empty lots that were all over town, minimum, were free of any weeds, Some had lawns put in, and when the weather was well and it rained, it was green, and when it wasn't, it was dry. But they were always kept clean and accessible for residents to run their dogs or just to enjoy. And that would be such a positive thing for that neighborhood, because agree or disagree on the removal of the tree, I think we can all agree that there's a better use of that space right now that can serve the community, because who knows if there's ever going to be a park there. So to just let this eyesore sit there just doesn't seem very reasonable. And I'm also hoping to see more coming from the city, maybe from the mayor, of ideas what we can do during this virus. What can we do for the homeless? Other cities are stepping up, going and taking parking lots. Like I don't know if we can use the parking lot by the post office, by the old movie theater, but you could safely space out homeless tents, bring in toilet facilities, washing centers. They've been doing this in Portland for years. They're doing it all over the state. And I think San Bruno needs to do better for their unsheltered people. And I would love to see that being led from ahead and not just following from behind. Thank you so very much.
I just want to throw in there. I don't think I have much. Melissa was my.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Right. So, just because they don't know, you just came on. So, Mr. Seymour.
No, I don't. I may not need to talk. I sent something in. I'm not sure if Melissa read it or if you guys saw it.
We did receive your email. Yes.
Okay. So is it something that I should read? I mean, is it something that was read to everyone listening, or is it something that was just handed to you?
It was posted to the city website.
Okay, I'd like to then take a moment and read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Please.
So, good evening, City Council members. Good evening, Mayor. I'd like to ask each one of you to consider adopting a measure asking the property managers and landlords of commercial and residential properties in San Bruno to reach out to their tenants to see if they could use some help during these times. Realizing that some may not be in a financial position to help, we should focus on those who can. Our community should pull together so that we can come out of the COVID-19 in the best way possible. Some of our landlords and property managers could help us to make this better on the backside. Many are already working with their tenants, but others are not. Please consider adopting a citywide stance and request that our property managers and landlords help their tenants get through these challenging times. What other options do we have? More commercial vacancies and the possibility of hundreds of residential rentals in an environment where few may have the means to rent. I just think it's important that we do everything we can as a city to keep this community as strong as possible. And I've already heard of wonderful stories from landlords who have either waived rent for a month or two or have reduced the rent. And I do realize there are many who can't. I mean, many have mortgages to pay on those properties themselves, and doing that would put them in a predicament. But I think we have others who could. And I'm most concerned about, I'm equally concerned, but also most concerned about the commercial properties on San Mateo Avenue. I mean, there have been a lot of vacancies down there for a long time, and I'd hate for us to see those double when we come out on the other side of this pandemic. So it would be really great if maybe the City Council made a statement asking. I realize there's probably nothing you can do legally, and maybe there is, but in my mind, I'm not sure there is. But it would be great to have the City Council make a stance that says, let's do what we can. Those who own and those who rent and those who are renting to their tenants, we'd like to see you do everything you can to keep everybody whole on the way out. And that's all I'm asking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour. Do we have any other members of the public? City Clerk?
No, we do not.
Okay.